So I'm going to be installing a center stand on the Bonneville T120. This is a 2022 T120. I wanted to put a center stand just so it's easier to take the weight off the wheel, because in the wintertime I don't ride it. Even when it's too hot, I don't ride it either. It's fair weather rider kind of thing. So so this is a set of Vance & Hines mufflers that I put on. And if you can see that, I kind of put the center stand up there. And this guy goes up like that, of course. Here's the rubber. This rubber stopper is gonna go on the bottom of the pipe, so obviously it doesn't hit, and you got the spring and all that. However, I'll take this off so you can see. This is the bolt that goes through, like so. Let's see if I angle that. Okay, you got your little plastic bushings. And I bought this center stand from Triumph itself. I wanted to get a good one. I wanted to get it. I didn't want to go cheap aftermarket and come to find a bike on its side. That extra $50 or $20 that you saved, it's going to cost you a lot more to fix the tank and handlebars and everything else that gets damaged once it's laying on its side. So I don't do things like that. But here's the reason I'm doing the video. See that? That's a straight shot. It is a straight shot to, let's see if I can show it with the camera. I don't know if you can see it. What's on the other side, however, this bolt, let me show you. This bolt, there's no instructions that came with this. I figured, they probably figure if you're gonna install this, you shouldn't need instructions. But you see that? So that's where the bolt goes through. This is just in place. That is the Allen that holds the shaft in place, right there. However, guess what's in the way? Guess what's in the way? You can't see it, but this thing is at a pretty big angle and it will not go through. Of course, the other side would be a done deal. And there's different ways I could have done it, but I'm not going to. I want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. I could have drilled and tapped a hole on the other side and put the bolt from the opposite side, but I didn't want to do that. I want to utilize the same one. So I got this loose, and I got to take the foot peg off to get to the Allen inside, so I can hold it, so I can remove it. And I'm hoping that I'll have enough room so I'm hoping I can lift that pipe enough so this will go straighter in, and I can push this rod through and then just bolt because this is where the spring goes to the hooks onto here and onto the frame. So this is a 22 T120, and I believe these Bonnevilles, the frames are all the same, regardless if it's the 100 or 120. I think it's the same. I'm gonna see what I can do here. We'll know here in a few minutes when I remove this foot peg and unbolt it. Hopefully this thing will lift enough and I don't have to unbolt I don't have to unbolt the flange up there on the header. I kind of don't want to do that. We'll find out. But if you're going to install one of these, the paperwork, it has 0 instructions, and it's pretty easy to figure out. There's not much to it. Pretty self-explanatory. But of course, if this was on the other side, done deal. It's like 5 minutes. Take you longer to unpackage it than it would be to put it on. but that would be too easy, and what fun would that be? So I'll get back to you here in a few minutes because I don't have a way to set up this camera. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, this is what I had to do. This clamp was in the way, right here. This clamp was right in the way, so I removed the muffler, slide the clamp out. Now I have a full shot at, you can see they line up. So I can slide my shaft in, secure it to here, remove the foot peg, put that back. Actually, this is the way to go. Remove this muffler, so you have full access to the side here for the spring and such, and then put the muffler back and good to go. Okay, that was a piece of cake. That slid in. Here's the screw that got secured. It's got Loctite. They put Loctite in it. Connect the spring. This spring is not gonna, that's a tough one. That's not gonna be easy. So I think what I'll do is I'll go on the other side and put that rubber stopper on the other side, because once you put this spring, it's gonna be stiff. You're gonna have to hold it down. So I'll go put the rubber stopper on the other side and then connect the spring. And then put the exhaust back. And hopefully by then the battery's charged and I can fire this thing up. All right. Okay, for the spring to install, the kit comes with this. It's a spring holder. And that goes, I had to cut this off, but this is like a plastic plug that goes, let's see, where am I at? Right here. Goes right here. This guy. So this screws into here. That's got Loctite in it. So that will screw into there, and I believe that's a 12mm. Then from there, my spring, where'd that go? My spring, there. Then the spring will connect from here to here. So the spring is pretty tough, because it's a double spring. What I did was I put some safety wire and doubled it up. Went over the spring, went through the eye here where it's going to hook to. Then I took my decent sized channel locks, put it on here, locked them on here like so. Let's see if I can put it on with one hand. As you can see, I did that, came up, used this as a leverage and just pulled, cammed it over, went inside. Once I had the spring where I needed, I took my 6-inch extension and pried down on it so these little ears would go underneath this little loop here and released the channel lock. It went in fairly easy. Just use leverage, and I'll just cut the safety wire and remove it. You know, a lot of guys have had problems because the spring is really tough, boy, and make sure it doesn't get away from you, because it's gonna hurt you. Just use a little common sense. It should go on. This is a 22 T120. I'm sure different years have different setups. Just remember, the spring goes, take that little rubber plug and it goes up here. It does not go on here. Obviously it needs to be facing upward to pull the kickstand or the center stand up. This is horizontally across, that wouldn't do the trick. So that's it. Put the muffler back on, and center stand was real easy to do. And there's no picture instructions, but it's pretty basic stuff. Real easy. took me longer to grab tools out than it did to put the thing on. But so that's a center stand for a 2022 T120. And this was ordered through this is a Triumph center stand. It was $300 and some. A little more. I found cheaper ones, but I wanted to get the factory. This way I could adjust my chain, clean it, take the pressure off the tire. Just gives you a lot of benefits, I think. Especially for a bike that's going to be parked for a certain amount of time, because I don't ride it year round, only when good weather is. There it is.